Hey, what's up, witches? It's me, Luna, and I am here with the third of my birthday deck review videos. So this deck is a gift, obviously, from a viewer, and it is the Marseille Cat Tarot. This comes from Allie from Scotland. Happy birthday, Luna. I hope you'll love this present and these delightful little kittens on a deck. I'm sure it will help you practice with the Marseille deck. Enjoy your gift. Love, Allie. So I am so happy. Thank you so much, Allie. And what this means is Allie will be getting a personal reading from me when I do the test drive of this at the end of the video. If you would like a personal reading, it's the only way to get one unless you're a member of my family. There's a wish list down below. If you pick a deck from that list and gift it to me, I will personally read for you on the video. And if you have a question that you'd like me to read to, please include it in your note on Amazon. All right, so here we go. The Marseille Cat Tarot. And as she says, will help me practice with Marseille, which is a new thing for me. I'm looking at the box. It's kind of weird. There's I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, something along there. And, you know, no big deal. But I've just kind of started diving into Marseille through Yoav Bandov's book called The Marseille Tarot Revealed. Fabulous, fabulous book. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is a Lo Scarabeo deck. As you see, here's Marseille Cats, 78 Arcana with divinatory instructions. There's the Justice card, artwork by Severino Beraldi. And on the bottom, we do not have a copyright, but we'll look. So the typical tuck box for LS small box decks. Let's go to the book. On the back of the book, we see 2021, and I mean, you would have seen that on my title card anyhow. Translations, Art Tarot, collection edited by Pietro Aligo, diffusion and marketing. But all it says is artwork by Severino Beraldi. There's no credit for the text. And then we have English, Italian, Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese. In this deck, we blend the nobility and heritage of the Marseille with the popularity of feline lore. You will soon discover our Marseille cats give you a helpful bridge between decks based on the popular Waite Smith design and the traditional Marseille. Okay. If you've ever struggled to read a Marseille deck, then let our cats give you helpful reminders of each card's meaning. And take you by the paw until you can read the Marseille Tarot confidently and deeply. In fact, you may find that the keyword meanings our cats provide here in this little furry book are deceptively powerful. This is because they were compiled from hundreds of real-life tarot readers based on tens of thousands of hours of real readings. How interesting! There are many ways of reading tarot. Here we provide you a sneaky peek into what actual tarot readers say when they are reading. How fascinating. Then there's a paragraph on the Marseille Tarot. Can be seen as the grandfather of all tarot and remains the most popular version of tarot across continental Europe, whilst it does not have the illustrated scenes of the Waite Smith tarot decks. And I'm so happy that now it's being normalized Waite Smith instead of Rider-Waite. And if you don't know why, Rider was the publisher, and Waite was the person whose idea it was and who wrote the meanings. But Pamela Coleman Smith did the illustration. So Rider-Waite just acknowledges the two men and leaves the beautiful artist and illustrator of all those images out. So gratitude. What doesn't have the illustrated scenes of the Waite Smith tarot decks and every deck modeled on Waite Smith, it has a tradition and lineage of its own. The Marseille type deck is also popularly sold as a beginner's deck because the 40 minor cards are simpler designs than fully peopled landscapes. However, this often confuses beginners because of the simpler designs. There are no scenes to help intuition. In the Marseille Cat Tarot, you have the best of both worlds. We will briefly look at the history of this traditional deck and then provide powerful keywords to help you read it quickly and easily. So we have Brief history of Marseille. Then we have cats and tarot. Let me read a little bit. The historian Thierry de Paulus, chairman of the International Playing Card Society, writes that the earliest mention of the Tarot de Marseille was comparatively recent in 1856. It rapidly became the accepted title of a style of tarot deck which is generally seen as the authentic origin of modern tarot. All right, now let's go down to the Marseille Cat Tarot is modeled on the Universal Tarot of Marseille, based on a deck by Claude Burdel, first printed in 1751. Cats and Tarot. The cat sneaks into the tarot with the Fool card of the Dodal TDM. Okay, that's a deck that they've referenced. Jumping up to attack the exposed buttock of the poor fool through a rip in his trousers, whilst other Tarot de Marseille, so TDM is Tarot de Marseille. Whilst other TDM have a dog, which becomes the fool's dog in so many tarot decks, several versions of Marseille have what appears to be a cat. So the cat is a constant companion on our own journey through life, a spiritual journey that the cat can see ahead of us and provide us with insight, communication, and companionship along the way. Throughout history, the cat has been a secretive animal associated with the hidden world, just as tarot is a secretive object that communicates with the unseen. You may view that as an unseen spiritual world or the unseen unconscious world of the psyche. Many advertisements for tarot, particularly in the early part of the 20th century, used a cat to promote this mystical aspect of tarot, along with the pyramids, an owl, a gypsy, and sometimes a skull. Sorry for that G word. Sometimes a skull. This overlap of symbols occurs even in the present. I'm talking about cats on social media sites. So to bring the cat into tarot cards from the inside is a simple step, and there are many cat-themed tarot decks. This is number 19 in my collection, and cat-loving tarot card readers. The cat is light of paw and keen of sight. So we provide a little shuffling rhyme for you to say when consulting your cards. Okay, light of paw and keen of sight, I shuffle these cards and gain insight of all that passes in every time and place. O cats of my cards, now show your face. The cards. For each of the cards, we provide a single powerful keyword which has been drawn from real readers over many combined years of experience. We will then show you how to combine these words to perform readings with your deck. How interesting! A method which may also be used with all your other decks, not just Marseille. And then there's a thing on reading reverse. For each card, we've given an upright keyword and in brackets a meaning for the reversed card. All right. And one keyword for upright and one for reversed. Amazing. So we get, okay, and that's just for the majors. Some Marseille readers actually only use the 22 majors. And then when we get to the minors, we provided a general theme for each suit and also a powerful keyword for the upright or reversed significance of individual cards. We will show you how to put these together in an example reading in this later booklet. Example reading later in this booklet. However, the only limit to a good reading is your intuition and knowledge. So we have a description of the minors, which in regular Marseille are just pip cards. So 5 of coins would be 5 coins, period. And maybe, you know, some decoration. But this is showing us or describing whatever figure is going to be on it. And then at the end, we get an example 5-card reading. There are a number of approaches to reading the Marseille Tarot. You can use the keywords we've provided to perform straight readings for any situation by simply laying out 3 to 9 cards in a line and creating a sentence or paragraph by associating the keywords together. Think of it as reading individual frames in a single movie storyboard or comic graphic novel. These are great instructions. Example 5-card reading, how can I make the most in the long term from the forthcoming event I'm planning? And then it shows the cards and it interprets them. Okay, then there's a recommended reading list. Universal Marseille Tarot Companion, Tarot de Marseille, Facts and Fallacies, Tarology, Goodwin, Talley, and Marcus Katz, Tarot Flip Essential Keywords from Beginners, Same authors around the Tarot in 78 Days, and then Jodorowsky, Alejandro Jodorowsky, The Way of Tarot. About Tally Goodwin, is the co-author of award-winning and #1 best-selling tarot books. So she has written the meanings. She's also a leading tarot researcher and is credited with the discovery of A.E. Waite's second tarot deck, kept secret for a century, published as Abiding in the Sanctuary. Ooh! She's also uncovered and published the original Lenormand deck, and with co-author Derek Bain, the original Golden Dawn Tarot images in A New Dawn for Tarot. Her research into the life of Pamela Coleman Smith, with new photographs, will be published as The Secrets of the Waite-Smith Tarot by Llewellyn Worldwide in spring of 2014. She's the co-director of Tarosophy Tarot Associations Worldwide and organizes the International Tarot Convention's TarotCon. Website is tarotassociation.net. Cool. Okay, so here we have the cards, and whoops. So this is the card that is included with all of these small box LS decks now. An advertisement for Tarosophy. But look, we've got the two kitties looking very Marseille-ish and non-directional. And then we have another facing card. So, you know, these two come with every small box LS deck now, and they make great blocking cards. Here's the Fool. So we've got a pretty standard, but look at the mice, oh my God. Look at this interesting big tall spire here with a cloud around the tip. I have never seen that before. Wow. And yeah, very Marseille. So in the Bendov book, he goes through damn near every single line that is on an image and gives intuitive interpretations. And this, the torn trousers, is unique to Marseille. We don't see that in the Waite-Smith decks. Okay. Then we have the Magician, looking very much more like a street mountebank than, you know, an actual magician in the spiritual esoteric sense. The High Priestess. So we don't see the moon, we don't see keys. Oh, we do see a moon. Here we go. I was just looking at this little, it's like a basket and something sticking out. Is that a snake or a mouse tail? I don't know. So there's the High Priestess. L'Impératrice, the Empress. So we have two titles on the cards. We've got English and we have French, which most Marseille decks have the traditional French on the bottom. So I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful for not 6 languages all around the deck. That gets cumbersome and distracting. The Emperor. The Hierophant. Look at these little paws coming out. Please, please. The Lovers. Even the colors echo the traditional Marseille, which just has a limited color palette, block printed. These are different in that we get, you know, shading and roundness of form rather than those flat images. But look at the kitty Cupid. And the Lovers, les amants. In traditional Marseille, it's l'amoureux, which is just him, the lover, not the lovers. The Chariot, le chat. La Justice, justice. I'm not going to do the French, sorry. Okay, there's Justice. And in the traditional Marseille, Justice is number 8, Strength is number 11. Here's the Hermit. The Wheel, with the mice running on the wheel, that's perfect. And kind of a Puss in Bootsy character down below. Look at the handle on the wheel. Who's turning the wheel? Interesting. There's Strength. The Hanged Man. And this is a great image because you see that all he has to do is reach out and undo that knot to fall on his head. Here's death. Wow. Oh, don't take the kitty. I love the lightning and the choppy seas in the background. Temperance. So this is definitely a departure. In Marseille, the death card has no name. And it is just the skeleton with the scythe. And I think there's heads down here. So definitely a departure there. Here's Temperance. That grand and glorious tail. Anybody that's ever had a long-haired cat, they do love their tails. Here's the Devil. I love the little contrapposto. There's the Tower. The Star. Look at the dove here with the star. The moon. There's certainly a lot of little things added. That's very traditional. The sun. With the 2 in Marseille, there are 2 children instead of 1. Judgment. And the world. So instead of an angel, we have a cat, an eagle, a dog instead of a bull, and a mouse. So this would be the cat is it would have to be the angel instead of the lion. Anyway, does it matter? No. Here is the Ace of Cups. Look at that cup. I mean, that is a fully realized castle with the little cat underneath. And then we have, okay, so here we have the pip on top with very recognizable characters from the standard Marseille. There is this kind of decoration and these weird looking dragony things. And then down at the bottom, we have 2 cats holding up, they're back to back, holding up these cups kind of to toast, so they're not looking at each other like in the Waite Smith. And then we've got like trumpets coming out of these shields, I guess they are. Then we've got the 3, and he's kind of kicking back with some grapes, so you get that idea of celebration. Here's the 4, and he definitely has that internal, inward turning look on his face. Here's the 5, loss. We don't really see loss, but we get a nod to those Waite Smith images, as the introduction said. And we're used to seeing somebody, you know, huddled in a cloak with the hood up. So you do, this in itself doesn't really show loss. Oh, but you know what does? The upturned cups and the 2 upright. So we see things being spilled, and that's what tells us about loss. How interesting. All right. Then we've got the 6. So there are no numbers on these decks, so you got to be able to count those pips up quickly or recognize the pattern, you know. So 6 of Cups, we get the idea of, you know, things being passed down, memories. You get kind of this princess with a wand and stars. So again, they don't really illustrate. And it might just be little suggestions of what you should already know if you do a Waite Smith deck. Here's the 7 of Cups, and the cat is just diving into the cup. So just straight up, that could talk about, you know, really diving into emotions, getting lost in emotions, but we don't get that idea of the illusion, the daydreaming, the imagining of scenarios, you know. Here's the 8, walking away. Okay, we can see that. Here's the 9, hee hee ha ha, very happy I have everything I want and need. And the 10. So we get the family up there. Look at the little cat peeking out of the cup. They're definitely adorable. There's a knave. The knigget. The queen. And the king. Now into coins. Minimo sono labi, altissima quaeque flumina. Altissimo flumina minimo sono labi. Does it tell us what that means? I don't know. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. A male cat sits comfortably on a seat with a gold coin. Within a gold coin. Wait. 2 is what we need to look at. We see an S-shaped ribbon with leafy foliage. 2 gold coins embossed with a ship on waves fit snugly into each space within the S. A ginger and white male cat balances on one leg upon the lower coin in order to reach a flower with the tips of his paw. Organization and chaos. It doesn't tell us what that means. I'll let you look it up. There's the 3. We see work being done. All right. The 4. Definitely success. And that repeating theme of these horns pointing out like trumpets. The 5. Yep. Raggedy robe. I am enjoying the images and the color and the embellishments. Here's the 6 of coins. Look at him turning out his pockets. That's fascinating. So it could mean that I've paid all my bills and my pockets are empty, or I don't have money to pay my bills. Here's the 7. Like he's weighing a coin here, or weighing something, assessing. Here's and each card has a different image inside the coins. Okay, bagging up, sorry. Ships. This one's got a cat. That one's got ships. That's like churches. The 4 is castles. The 5 is a mouse eating cheese. Okay. Scales. A grape leaf, maybe? Not sure what kind of leaf that is. A hammer and chisel for the 8. That's perfect. The 9 has the falcon. Look at the butterfly. So the falcon from the 9 of Pentacles. And then the 10 is a chest full of gold. And on the coins there's a house, there's a mouse, a sun, an anchor, a fish, Lenormand, cradle, a ball of yarn, a shield of sorts with a fleur-de-lis, a cat, and a dog. Wow. Attention to detail. I'm loving this. There is the Knave of Pentacles, the Knight. Although he's not the knight standing still. He's bouncing around. The Queen. And I realize I don't know in Marseille what the knights actually look like. There's the Queen and the King. And here's the Ace of Wands, and that wand certainly is a Marseille wand. But we've got this little thing hanging off it, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, again, attention to detail. There's the 2. Looks like he's pulling on him to put something together. And the 3, look at him walking off with a bag over his shoulder. The 4, I'm going to look that one up. I'm going to look up the 3. Okay, a black and white cat with a heavy swag bag over his shoulder clambers over 3 upright crossed wands, building, dismantling. So why? I don't understand what the bag really stands for there. It's not from the Waitsmith. And here's the 4, okay. The 5. Looks kind of exhausted. The 6, he's kind of going Does that say victory to me, really? No. And he's got a big old belly. Here's the 7. Okay, now I'm noticing that we have Roman numerals on the sides, but not... Okay, what the hell? So not on the cups. The cups have a pink background. The coins have a yellow background. Then we come into the wands, who have this kind of green background, greeny bluish, and the wands have Roman numerals on the sides. How interesting. So there's the 7 of wands, and it looks like someone's purchasing something. Curious. Then we have the 8, and he's got a hammer and nails. Here's the 9. Look how interesting. You see how the wands are sort of crossed and woven here? And this cat is like pushing his way through. I like that a lot. And then we've got the 10. The knave, the knight, the queen, and the king. And this is one thing I was reading about how through the court cards in the wands, this wand comes from like an actual tree to being cut down into this kind of a rough wand to being shaped here until we get this very worked scepter with the king. Okay, Ace of Swords. There's the 2. Crossed swords. We get no blindfolds or references to Waite-Smith here. Here's the 3 of Swords. Wow. So we get a very sad looking cat and this angel cat. We definitely get, and is that mistletoe maybe? No, I don't know. Definitely get the idea of loss and sorrow, and the wands also have the numbers on the sides, and we get the blue background. So see the different, it's hard to see on camera, but it's subtle. This is more of a green, that's a blue. Okay. There's the 4 of Swords. Okay, wait, what was I saying? Wands here? 3 of Swords, 2 of Swords. There's the 4 of Swords, sort of resting. There's the 5. Oof. He's got a rope around his neck. The 6. We're moving across the waters. The 7. Look, he's toasting. And kind of balancing a sword on his nose. Here's the 8 of Swords. There we have a blindfold. And look at, he's shackled to these swords. How, yeah, that's cool. There's the 9. We don't get any idea of anxiety and stress. Looks like he's studying. Huh. And here's the 10. The cat has been decapitated. And there's a moon. And then we have the Knave of Swords, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. All right, let's give it a blessing. It's a very, very cool and interesting deck, but it seems like it's not, it really isn't that true bridge between them. I'm only going to be able to judge that when I finish this Bendov book and, you know, really start to read with it. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. And I send that to you too, dear Allie. And then with my ocean water, by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And by the sound of the bell, fair warning. Okay, now, may the spirit awaken. There was a show that we used to watch because I hear this woman's head or voice in my head going, fair warning. And I don't know whether it was people went and bought stuff and then sold it at auction, like a competition show. I don't remember. Anyway, allies and ancestors, guides and guardians, thank you for being here. Help me to get a wonderful message for Allie out of this deck. I offer you fresh water. I offer you the fire of Azrael to bring the spirit of divination here. And let's give it a shuffle. Of course, it's a perfect size deck. You know, this is the way tarot decks should be. In my humble opinion. But what do I know? I only have over 490 of them now. So yes, perfect shuffle. No problem whatsoever. Oops. Except my own clumsiness. I'm going to cut a few times, a couple more riffles, and then we will cut and concentrate on Allie for this reading. I'm really intrigued. I hope we get some good majors. And I'm thinking I might lay them out in a line. I'll do 6 cards, and we'll take, actually I'll do 7 in a line. How's that? Because I want to be able to use the method that they talk about here of just reading it almost like a sentence. So let's give this deck and their recommended method a good try, hey? All right, Allie. Allie. What does Allie need to know right now? And by extension, what do we need to know? Wherever we are right now. Okay, one more. And here they come. All right. This was first out. We have the Knave of Pentacles. Then we have the 11. We have the 9 of Wands. So yeah, if you look at it this side, that's an 11. It's this side that you have to kind of look at, or that way. Okay, here's the World. There's the 7 of Swords, the Knave of Wands. I keep getting in my own way. Let's move this down just a bit. We have the 2 of Cups and Temperance. So yeah, the Cups also have, but do they? No. All right, never mind. And I think, you know, numbers or no numbers, and this little bottom image just on the 2 of Cups, I think that very much follows the traditional Marseille. Okay, so right away, I am led here to the 7 of Swords, because when I'm taken to kind of a Lenormandish thing, particularly since that, was it 10 of Coins, had all those Lenormand kind of symbols in the middle of the coins. But when you read Lenormand and do a line, you always do odd. You know, whether it's 1, 2, 3 lines, whatever, it's always good to do odd because then you have a definite center to look at. And with the 7 of Swords, let's just go straight for the book, eh? Wands, Swords. We see a gray male cat at a bench using tools of an alchemist. He holds a test tube up to the light to check. Above his head suspends a sword. 4 flower motifs at the corner of the card. It just says 4 flower. Okay. Passage / lack of direction. Okay. So lack of direction would be the reversed. So passage. This says you're going through an alchemy, you know, going through a transformation. Something internally is changing that is going to end up changing everything externally because you have a new perspective, because you have a new view. So this would tell me that you are actively going through the mental work it takes to shift your thinking and your focus from one way to another. If we go like from negative to positive, we'll find out why. Let's go. Let's just keep going with the book here. Okay, we have the Knave of Pentacles. A proud-looking black and white male cat dressed in fine clothes and wearing a curved-brimmed hat. He holds up a gold coin embossed with 3 fleurs-de-lis. At his paws sits a shield. So this is starting work. Reversed is waste. All right, so we're starting work on something. And it's something practical because it's a pentacle, something in the physical. And it can also say that this is the beginning of manifesting, starting work, maybe starting to finally manifest something or get to work in such practical terms that it really is bringing about the manifestation of what you're working for. All right, then we have the 9 of Wands. A ginger and white cat is peering out from a space within 9 bent latticed wands. Care and approachability. All right, so let's go here. Starting work, care with care. Starting work with care. And remember the majors, we only get 1 word. That's all we get. No, we get 2 words. Okay. Starting work with care, beginning. Starting work with care, beginning. Oh, you know what? I read the wrong keywords. Yeah, passage and lack of direction. So forget what I said. Forget what I said about that. Although it may be true. The keywords are trespass and integrity. So something's trespassing, and we had starting work. Sorry, bear with me, you guys. Starting work. What was that? 9. With care. Beginning trespass. And I'm just going with keywords. I'll read the rest of these descriptions in a bit. Starting work with care, beginning trespass, entrance, trespass entrance. Organization, trespass, entrance to an organization. Temperance says union. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, I mean, starting work and beginning here. Starting work with care, beginning. Definitely new start going on. Trespass in the middle, but here it's like, sorry, got to keep looking. Trespass entrance. That you might be finally making an inroad into a place where either you have felt you don't belong or somebody else has felt you don't belong. That you're maybe moving into territory that you never felt you belonged in. That's not for me. I don't deserve. But in the beginning, it feels like, okay, I'm either I'm faking it or I'm, you know, I just don't belong here. But what is actually happening is you're making entry into this is trust. What did I say that was? This is 2 of chalices. What the hell did I look up? Oh, I was looking at pentacles there. Sorry. This one is trust. Trespass, entrance, trust, union. Trespass, entrance, trust, union. Okay, so you might have to go out of your comfort zone and feel like you're really encroaching to enter into a place of trust and more of a union, perhaps with your partner. Yeah, the fact that this is an organization makes it a little bit different. So we're working on maybe just working on trust issues in order to enter into a more unified relationship, in order to be able to open yourself up. You know, when you look at this card, this cat is really contained in this, you know, structure of swords, with one of them holding upright. So this could talk about keeping yourself very protected, and because you don't want to let people in. You know, maybe there was a lack of trust that caused you not to let people in. And here we see kind of a boundary basher, right? Let me make sure I had the right card there. 9 of Wands, care, approachability. But this could say that in the past you've had people sort of just ignore your boundaries, ignore whatever you set up, and just come bashing in, you know? So we're starting to work on that, and the results are beginning. I mean, it's a major. So there's something new beginning. And what we might want to do here is look at being able to trust so that you can open those boundaries up and enter in to a relationship that is in full union. I don't know if you're in a relationship, Allie, but I wonder, you know, how this reads. And for us in general, you know, just in the climate of our society on this planet right now, we are having to kind of learn to trust again, and who we can trust. So we've started the work, and maybe we've started to bash through some boundaries that have held us out before. So as a woman, that can also be, you know, beginning to push through some places where we weren't welcome. So that could be a work situation. And, you know, looking at trespass here, that you've been seen as not belonging, but we're beginning to make entry now and build trust with people so that things can come back into balance and we can really pull things together. Fascinating. I love this method. I've never done tarot in a line like that. So I really do see how this deck kind of bridges there. And it is a great introduction to Marseille. And, you know, the fact that I'm noticing the shape of these swords, this is what the Bendov book does, is when you have a card that has no figure on it, all it has is these swords. He looks at every bit of that image and says, here's what I'm seeing here. You know, and I think in the regular Marseille, the sword is down fully in the center. And, you know, talking about keeping yourself protected and barricaded. But we're learning how to trust and how to let in the other and blend energies. Look at these two lines going like this, crisscrossing, blending, rather than keeping yourself separate. And, you know, with this feeling of I'm an outsider, I don't belong, I have to bash my way in. Certainly the new beginnings. And just that emphasis on beginnings with no aces coming up. This is fascinating. Okay, well, Allie, now the ball is in your court, and you get to tell me whether this was entire bullshit or whether the reading resonated for you. What do you guys think? This is delightful, and I am also delighted. I know Marcy, one of my viewers in Argentina, is a Marseille reader, and, you know, readers that are not from the US, that are from Europe. As the book said, Marseille is still like the reigning tarot in most of Europe. So all of you that have so much more experience with Marseille than me, what do you think? What do you think of the deck? Do you think it does bridge? You know, let me have your opinion down below. And if you, I will say again, would like to buy me a deck, I'll read for you. So get on it, but not too fast because I got to get through this stack. All right, you guys, I will see you next time. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.